talk about going to college, shall we? A red Solo cup, I fill you up, let's have a party. Proceed to party. You should go to college, not so you can go to the amazing parties and do all the amazing crazy things. No, so you don't live in your mama's basement and you can buy your own house if you want, or rent it, or get a great job and make a ton of money every single year. Does that sound like a good idea? All right, No, I swear this is not my mother's basement that I'm in. I'm in my own house. I'm a grown man with a ton of money and I bought myself an office in the basement, okay? Okay, let's go to college. So what we've got here is why go to college or career school from the studentaid.gov, okay? And this is just a wonderful infographic, so nice and pretty. And you've got this lady, because they're not sexist, they're like, hey, ladies can make this money too. There's no gender gap, there's none of that. Okay, all the things that can be implied, and then all the colors, and I'm not really sure why they chose these colors, but you know, this is all nice and true and lovely things. Okay, so let's take a look at it. Okay, so down here at the bottom, you have less than a high school diploma. So people who don't even have a high school diploma, those dropout scums, they only make $34,840. Excuse me, I can't even talk. And then, okay, you bump up to high school. Oh, once you graduate high school, even with no college, you're making over about $15,000 more than someone who did not graduate high school. That's crazy. I don't know where they're getting these numbers from. They're saying, you know, current population survey, annual average 2018 from the Bureau of Census for the Bureau of Labor Statistics, you know. Oh, okay. So I don't know if I trust this. And let's see the next step, though. This lady's on this step. She's got her associate's degree, our occupational program. Oh my gosh, you jump up another basically $4,000. So if you have just a basic crap high school diploma, well, you're only going to be making 49 grand. But now, oh, you get your associate's 53 grand. Honestly, I don't know anyone who has an associate's degree and it's just like, yeah, I just landed this job. All it required was an associate's degree. Yeah, I don't know about that. But maybe that's why they have this occupational program, because you go take a associate's degree equivalent. It's basically 2 years. You know, you go to diesel mechanic school or something like that, and you can definitely get a pay like that. But who wants to work on diesel? Now let's go up to the next step. Oh, $55,000. Some college, no degree. I don't know how. Like, this survey has got to be just pure garbage. Are they just knocking, like, you know, like, oh, yeah, well, I'm with the Bureau of Census Labor Durbers, and we want to know, you know, how much college did you do? Oh, well, I took frog anatomy and I quit, and I was like, screw that. But before I did the frog anatomy, I was making $53,664. And then I did one frog anatomy class, and my employer, they said, well, now you are more qualified for the job, so we're going to give you an extra couple $1,000s there. And that's it. There we go. Okay, I'm up to and that's how they do it, I guess. I don't know how they're getting these numbers. Sounds ridiculous. Oh, but then an associate's degree. Wait, what's going on here? Associate's degree, like occupational, then some college, no degree. So some college, they're saying, is better than a whole associate's degree, even though you don't have a degree. This is a weird thing. But then you go associate's degree with an academic program. Okay, this is an occupational program like truck driving. But then if you get frog leg anatomy, then you get a little more than the truck drivers. Oh, but then if you go and do a whole frog leg anatomy academic program and get the associates, now you're looking at some good money. That's $200 extra than just taking one class, which I don't think that's justified, because taking one class and have some college, that's going to be way cheaper than getting the whole associate's degree. I mean, but all this could be for free if you know how to go to college correctly. Okay, I'm going to release one of those videos. It's going to be bomb. We're going to love it. Everyone's going to love it. Okay, Anyways, so now, oh wow, you get an associate's degree, that's 2 years. But you want to do another 2 years. Boom! You get up to the big boys league. You get the bachelor's degree and you make $82,000. And if you jump up another step, oh, you feeling froggy, you just leap, boop, boom, $97,000. Oh my goodness gracious, master's degree. So that's going to be 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, and then 8 to 15 years, they suck your soul out for a doctoral degree, like an MD or a PhD or any of that stuff. And you're making 122 grand, which I would say that's pretty good. I mean, that's kind of on the low end, especially if you went to get an MD, you could easily be pulling in 300 grand or more per year. And then professional degree, well, maybe that's the doctor degree. I don't know, but 150 is still kind of lowballing it. But yeah, so overall, I think these steps are not right. But when you get to the bachelor's degree and above, I think this actually is pretty good to look at. So don't even think about the lowerness. When I'm talking college, I'm talking you're in there for 4 years, bachelor's degree minimum, or going up to the master's or above graduate degrees. With these programs, this really doesn't tell you anything. It's just like, yeah, you want to go, it's like asking your wife, like, hey, honey, can you go to the store and get me some food? I'm hungry. Okay. What do you want for food? Well, I'm just hungry. Just get me food. And then she goes and gets you a pizza and you're just like, no, I wanted tacos. Well, okay, so you're not going to get the degree you want that's going to pay you a high amount of money if you don't know what money and what degree that this money's coming from, okay? So this is a really kind of crappy thing, like I keep saying. So if I was them at studentaid.gov, I would take this down, I would burn it, and I would never let anyone look upon it again. Okay, so let's turn now to a way better chart. This from the United States Census Bureau, and I'm just going to briefly go over this and show you like, wow, college can definitely land you in an amazing job, and only for a few years of going to college. This is just talking about the job position, okay? So over here, we have the post-secondary employment outcomes. And like I said, I'm going to briefly overview it just to show you that you can make a ton of money, because this data is directly related to the people who graduated and then went on to get some kind of job, which they also recorded. And so they tie the graduation, the degree, with the job. So you can see if someone graduated with a bachelor's degree, like degree level right here, bachelor's degree from the University of Michigan, because right now they only have 4 states on here, but gives you a pretty good idea. Okay, so a bachelor's degree from University of Michigan, and let's do 5 years post-grad, so after 5 years, and then you have percentiles, like 50th percentile, 50% of people at or below are making that kind of money, or up to that amount of money, and then the 75th percentile. So you can even see, wow, how much should I, like probability wise, should I be able to be betting on after my degrees? So up here, there's just, I have some STEM fields picked out, and you can pick out any degrees that down here that they offer at the University of Michigan in this case. And let's check this out. Like, just look visually. This is pay scale over on the left. Look at the bars, okay? Computer engineering, super high bar in the 75th, even the 50th percentile is like the highest around. Computer and information sciences in general, boom. I mean, you're looking at $91,000 5 years after you graduate. That's the 50th percentile. If you are a hustler, you can easily get the 50th percentile or more in your field. For sure. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so, and look at this, $127,000 75th percentile. So only like 25% of people are above that. That's amazing money. I mean, let's look at some of these other little degrees. $71,000 for chemistry, mathematics, $68,000 for a median 50th percentile, or $101,000 75th percentile. And that's only 5 years. So that's great. And that's only with the degree of a bachelor's. Okay, so they don't even, they offer masters. Let's check out masters. Look at that. Masters freaking jumps even way higher. Math and statistics, $105,000 median. That's nice, baby. This is what I'm going for. If my entrepreneurial stuff doesn't work out, I am going to jump on that master's mathematics and stats bandwagon and make myself 105. I mean, I'm making more than that now, so it'd be silly to downgrade myself, but this is crazy. I never thought that I would reach over $100,000. And I mean, if someone were to tell me you're going to graduate and make 70 grand, I'd be like, oh my God, are you serious? That's insane. Okay, but that's masters. So if we go back to bachelors, this is more what people stop at. A lot of people don't go on to get masters, which, I mean, you can make another 20 grand a year, so it's worth it, especially if a master's program is only like $20,000 to $40,000 more for the entire program. It just makes sense monetarily. But what's even cooler about this website is you can see the flow. So really quickly, and I'm not going to get into everything, like I said, but computers and information sciences, you can see how many people, boom, went up and actually got a job in the professional, scientific, and technical field, or manufacturing, or healthcare, all of that from this. You can, once you pick the degrees you're interested in, you can remove all the other stuff. So if we just keep computer, math and computers, oops. Let's just do math right now. Let's do math. Keep it all simple. You can see that this is all the people who graduated with a bachelor's degree in math and stats, 858. And out of those, you can see like, oh, did they actually go into math and stats jobs? Like most likely just by looking at the title of what their job status is. Like, oh, real estate and rental and leasing, 6 people out of the 858. So maybe not a lot of people going into real estate for math and stats. Okay, transportation and warehouse, utilities, all that stuff, wholesale trade. I mean, yeah, they might be mathematicians for the company, but maybe they got some kind of lower job that doesn't have anything to do with their degree. So you can't really tell, but boom, up here, educational services, management, finance and insurance, professional, scientific, and technical. If you add up these top jobs, it makes a large bulk of this 860 people. So then you can get a better idea like, oh, wow, if I get this degree, I have a higher probability. Remember, it's all about probability. You don't know anything for sure. So if I get a math degree, it's a high probability that I'm going to land one of these jobs. Okay. And then you can further go on and look at like Indeed.com or Monster or any of those job posting websites and look for the types of jobs, see what they require as far as degree, and you're good. All right, so if money isn't, super important, amazing to you, you can also just go to college for the experience. I mean, I'm going to make a video, so subscribe to the channel about how you can go to college pretty much for free, make money while going there, in a work position, as well as earning interest in some kind of investments that are very secure. All right. So you don't need to worry about paying a ton of money out of your pocket and going to college and becoming broke and all that stuff. You can just take 4 years, as long as you've got enough, you can make enough money to cover at least like $500 to $1,000 worth of bills per month. And if you're living at home or living with family members who can help you out while you go to college for a couple years, just show them the infographics and be like, look, I'm going to be making like 60, 70 grand a year when I graduate, or at least a year or so after. I'm good. Okay. Just let me live here in this tiny little room and I'll pay you a few $100 for rent and everything like that. And then go get food stamps. Okay. I made like $190 a month in food stamps that really helped me out. And so I was eating for free. I was living very like $200 a month or less. And I drove a bicycle. All right. So there's a lot of things you can do to keep your costs really low and actually graduate college in the positive with money. All right. And then have great opportunities and job outlooks. So subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be releasing those other videos on how you can do this, not just, yeah, you can do it. Exactly how I did it, how you can do it, going to college for free, making money, and little side hustles you can do while in college. All right. And that is also going to offset the opportunity cost of not going to college versus going to college. So if you think back to that crap infographic, like if we just assume $36,000 a year. So if you're making $36,000 a year, no college at all, you're going to be making around $3,000 a month gross. So with college, a bachelor's degree in a lucrative field, if you make $75,000 a year, you're even over $6,000 a month. Okay. That's $72,000 a year at $6,000 a month. That's double what you would be making. So when you're looking at the math of it, I mean, it makes way more sense. In 2 years, you'll have what you had in 4 years. And then in 4 years, you'll have way above that, and so on and so forth. And if you work for 15 or 20 years, you can easily make a ton of money, be a millionaire in 20 years. Because those numbers we looked at were 50th percentile, and after 1 year graduation, 5 year graduation, so if you jump in the 75th percentile and you're making 6-figure income per year, and you keep your balance, or you keep your budget in check, another video that's coming your way, you keep your budget in check, you can easily save up and start investing, and you don't have to worry about these scam scums who are just like, make money quick now. Are you sick of eating Doritos and ramen and you want to make all tons of money and, just take your $15 an hour paycheck and invest it into my system? You can avoid all that because you're making bank at your job, and you have great job security because you've got that degree and you've got that experience, and you can just go to different companies. Now, Red Solo Cup is the best receptacle for barbecues, tailgates, fairs, and festivals, and you, sir, do not have a pair of testicles if you prefer drinking from a glass. Red Solo Cup, I fill you up, let's have a party, proceed to party, yeehaw!